Steve Harvey's most legendary Family Feud meltdowns. Guys, if you've ever wondered where the craziest people on Earth gather, let me tell you, they audition for Family Feud. And the man who has to handle them, Steve Harvey, is not just a host, he's a literal superhero. Today, we're looking at some answers so wildly out of pocket they will make your brain short-circuit. So get ready.
You ready? Oh yeah. 200 points by herself.
Because you're gonna thank me later for the laughs. Top funny Family Feud moments. Family Feud, the ultimate game show where families play against each other, guess survey answers, and try to win big. Sounds simple, right? But man, the moment people step onto that stage, look at the microphone, and realize millions are watching, their brains completely leave the chat. Steve Harvey took over the show back in 2010, and since then, he hasn't just been a host, he's turned into a walking reaction meme. His facial expressions alone tell you exactly how bad a contestant messed up. So today, we are diving into the legendary moments that literally broke Steve Harvey. Segment 1, the naked grandma answer. See that? The question was, name something a burglar would not want to see when breaking into a house. And what did this man confidently blurt out? Naked grandma, a naked grandma. Bro, forget the burglar. If I walked into a house and saw that, I'd need immediate medical attention. But honestly, guys, was he really wrong? Even Steve Harvey had to admit the logic was solid, but the imagery was a bit too much to handle. When Steve's eyes pop out like that, you know it's a moment cemented in internet history. On-screen graphic. Naked grandma? Segment 2, the naked controversy. And check this one out. The question was simple. Give me another word for naked. The contestant yells out, naked. Steve thought it was just a funny mispronunciation, but the guy wouldn't back down. He actually argued, Steve, you use that word in your stand-up comedy all the time. And Steve's response? Buddy, that was stand-up. This is Family Feud. Imagine being on national television, arguing with the host, and trying to bring your own slang dictionary to the podium. To make it worse, the guy's next guess was scantily clad, which literally sent Steve Harvey sliding down the floor. We were right there with him, just rolling on the floor laughing.
Point at the damn board like we gonna let you get away with this.
I bet you said naked in one of your comedy routines.
You on Family Feud, this ain't a comedy routine.
Segment 3, the magic carpet ride. Now this next one is an absolute classic. The prompt was, name something people do while sitting down. It's a straightforward question, right? You're expecting answers like watching TV, eating dinner, reading a book, normal human stuff. But this lady confidently steps up and says, a magic carpet ride. Yes, you heard that right. Riding a mythical carpet. The best part? The audience actually cheered. The contestant even clapped for herself. And Steve Harvey just stood there frozen, looking like an old Windows computer that just hit a blue screen. Honestly, this show isn't a game anymore. It's Steve's personal therapy session. Steve Harvey lives in a completely different dimension. He doesn't care about modern pop culture. He only cares about common sense. The fact that his confusion was 100% genuine made the entire studio burst into laughter. It was absolute gold. Segment 5, risking the marriage. This next moment isn't just hilarious. It's a massive public safety warning for married men. The question asked, what is something you can't wait to take off at the end of the day? Normal people would say shoes, a tight jacket, or a tie. But this married man looks Steve dead in the eye and proudly says, marriage, divorce, freedom. And guess what? His wife was standing right there next to him on the stage. Steve Harvey lost it. He was laughing so hard he could barely stand. But at the same time, you could see the fear in Steve's eyes for this man's life. Because whatever happened on the car ride home, let's just say there's no camera crew brave enough to film it. Thoughts and prayers to that man. But guys, did you know that ever since Steve Harvey joined the show in 2010, the ratings have consistently broken records? The real secret sauce of Family Feud is his legendary reaction timing. He reacts to every crazy answer as if it's the most mind-boggling thing he has ever heard in his entire life. And let's be real. When you're under those bright studio lights, with a microphone in your face and prize money on the line, your brain really does just freeze up. So hey, don't judge them, appreciate them. Because without these wild answers, our feeds would be a lot less funny. So guys, those were some of the most unforgettable moments on Family Feud, where contestants completely lost their minds and left Steve Harvey crying tears of laughter. If this video made you smile, make sure to smash that like button, share it with a friend who needs a good laugh today, and hit subscribe because we have so much more hilarious content coming your way. Drop a comment down below and tell me, Moment 6. The monkey that made Steve negotiate from a distance. He is handed grapes to feed the monkey. Reasonable enough. Except Steve Harvey extends his arm to its absolute maximum length, leans his entire upper body backward, and holds the grape out like he is trying to feed a wild tiger through prison bars. His face is doing several things at once, performing comfort for the audience while his eyes are screaming pure panic. The monkey, completely unbothered, simply takes the grape and eats it. Nothing happens. No drama. No danger. And yet Steve Harvey reacts as though he has just successfully defused a bomb. He pulls his arm back immediately, visibly relieved, and looks at the audience like he has accomplished something heroic. Moment 7. The spider that nearly ended the show. Jeff Musial approaches with what is, by spider standards, a relatively calm and harmless creature. Steve Harvey does not see it that way. The moment the spider comes into view, Steve Harvey's entire demeanor shifts. His comedic shield drops slightly, and what is left underneath is pure, undiluted terror. He starts moving backward, not subtly, dramatically. Each time Jeff takes one step closer, Steve Harvey takes 2 steps back. At one point, he is using furniture as a physical barrier between himself and the spider, peeking over the top of a chair like a soldier in a trench. The audience is losing their minds. Steve Harvey is not performing fear at this point. He has genuinely entered survival mode. And then, in a moment that has been replayed thousands of times online, Steve Harvey, while continuing to retreat, raises his hands in a boxing stance, as if he is preparing to physically fight the spider. A grown man, preparing to throw hands with an arachnid. Jeff Musial, completely professional throughout, can barely keep a straight face. Steve Harvey was, for those 30 seconds, ready to go to war. Moment 8. The snake that made Steve forget how to talk. If the spider broke Steve Harvey emotionally, the snake broke him verbally. As soon as the snake appeared, Steve Harvey began speaking in half-sentences, fragments, and sounds that did not technically qualify as words. His usual smooth, confident delivery completely disappeared. At one point, Steve Harvey physically climbed slightly onto his own desk to create additional distance, while simultaneously trying to maintain his hosting duties and crack jokes for the live audience. It is an incredible display of professional multitasking, performing confidence while every part of his body language screams the opposite.
It's one of my favorites. Bam! They just kind of,